So going on my daily walk today, a little bit of sun, passing a field with horses and dandelions and all sorts in the fields, plenty of colour. This is the other end of Snowball Farm. Bright spring day, with skylarks singing in the background, plenty of sun, fewer and fewer clouds. I think the rainy phase, today's rainy phase anyway, has finished, fortunately, but it's nice to work in the garden because it isn't too hot, not sweating too much, even though it's I'm doing some pretty tough things. Just thought I'd update you on what I'm doing. So I started off by, I've got some wildflower seeds and I want to do something with my wildflower garden. So looking at the instructions and then thinking about what's feasible. First of all, I went round and I selected 7 or so slots, trimmed them, got rid of the weeds, and then used the fork to uproot them. And I went round, and you can see I've done 3 in this patch and then 4 over the other side. And then I thought, well, you don't actually need to dig them, you don't actually need to get rid of the weeds and that, just turn them over so that the soil faces upwards. And look at these naughty rabbits digging holes again. This is a new one. So digging upwards, soil upwards, and then so I can come back tomorrow. You see what I've done? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3, got 8 of these. So I've dug, I've turned the turf over, and tomorrow I'll come back when it's dry and break it up. It's much easier to break up when it's dry, and put a load of the compost that I bought, bags. I'm going to buy some more, buy 5 or 6 new bags. Put it on top, and then, as it says, press the seeds. So what I do is I fork 3 times across, 3 times down, and then sideways as well, and I can lift the turfs out with my fingers. So I've got something that's about 2 inches deep. I need to cut that wood and those roots, of course. 2 inches deep, so I fill that with the compost, and put the plants in like that. And I've done this one, this one, this one, and this one. This is the rhododendron that I put in yesterday. So yeah, so I've got 4 spaces to put plants in now, and I've got 4 plants, and one of those plants anyway is going to go into this big pot. Yeah, so I think what I'll do with the pot is I'll put at the bottom, I'll put some of my wood chippings, then I'll put some ordinary soil, and then I'll put some compost on top. And I think one of the things I need to be careful about is, if you look here, can you see the dark patches is where I put the compost? It shrinks. Look at this. Can you see? It is actually lower than the soil level. So I have to be careful about that. I don't know. Maybe mix it with soil. Or just put some more compost on top to build it back up again. Not sure. So there it is, my little rose, happy. It's found a home finally, and because it's in a pot I can put it wherever I want. It needs full sun. I think the compost is going to sink, so I need to top it up probably. And yes, he looks very happy, doesn't he? So I've come out to the auction house, and it's in a little village called Tesworth, and I'm stopping for a sandwich and a pot of tea, and the sun's shining, but it's still stupidly cold. It will not get up to the normal temperature for this time of the year. This is the local pub, the village pub, the Red Lion. The old Red Lion free store on the village store. Well, I'm out. It's not raining at the moment. It's finished raining, and it feels nice and fresh somehow. Oh, look at that, blue and yellow. Great. Looks better. Let's see what it's like to eat. I've just nibbled the crust from the outside. What I did today and tried, I mean, it looks better. You know, it's actually gone up. Maybe I'm not using the same flour every time, but what I thought was, I think I'm overheating it. So I put it down to, what is it, a bit under 200. I mean, it's cooked. If you bang the bottom, it sounds hollow. That's the test, isn't it? So let's see what the taste is like. And it's got a nicer colour as well. So it's bulging and it's got a nicer colour. So done a bit more work in the garden. I put in a gardenia here. And I put in, you can't see them, but I put in 2 bulbs there. I'll tell you what they are. They are Amaryllis belladonna and Lilium. I suppose that means lily. In addition, I've put in a fern here, and this time I've done it correctly. The compost that I use is the non-acidic, the alkali. What's the word for it? There is a word. It's not alkali. It's lime. Yeah. And against the poor old dead peony, I put in, quite appropriately, a new peony. But you know, is this dead? Because you remember last year he gave out a beautiful flower, just when you didn't expect it. So let's see if we get a flower. So I'm at the Midsomer murder pub, and of course it's very popular on Friday afternoon at the end of the week, because everybody comes out of the office and they want to have a pint and start the weekend and start to relax after the working week. So I'm afraid the blossom's gone, but it's made up for by the lovely pansy hanging baskets.